Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin and I am going to be presenting on sustainable livelihood approach. So the presentation flow, following the formatting on the syllabus to remain aligned with the intention of the project, this is kind of how the presentation will go. So before we begin, I'd like to start with a statement by Diana Carney. SLA emphasizes that the importance of understanding the complexity of poverty and addressing it in a holistic manner by considering how individuals, households, and communities utilize various assets to build resilient and sustainable livelihoods. This quote is very important because I think it emphasizes the lack of poverty and that it's not just a lack of money. It's crazy. It's a complex issue that affects many aspects of people's lives. By taking a holistic approach, the SLA urges us to look at how people use all their available resources to survive, to improve their well-being. So this is one quote that I thought would be really useful. So let's start by defining the terms. What is SLA? So SLA, or Sustainable Livelihood Approach, is a method used to improve people's quality of life by focusing on their access to resources like skills, social connections, finances, and natural assets. Taking a holistic view of poverty, emphasizing that improving livelihood involves more than just income. It includes reducing risks and building resilience to challenges like environmental changes or economic instability. The SLA is designed to help individuals and communities build sustainable ways of living by utilizing their available resources in ways that last and adapt over time. So, what are some of the prominent contributors and pioneers to SLA? First, Robert Chambers. He is a key figure in development studies, greatly influenced SLA, which his focus on participatory approaches and poverty reduction. He stressed that the importance of involving communities and recognizing their assets rather than just focusing on their deficits. Another person is Gordon Conway. Conway was a pivotal in shaping sustainability and livelihoods, and his work in sustainable agriculture helping to integrate environmental considerations into livelihood approaches. Then we have, which we heard a little bit earlier, is Diana Carney. Carney's 1999 report, Livelihoods Approach Compared, was crucial in comparing different frameworks and refining the SLA model for DFID. Her work helped formalize SLA as a key tool for development practitioners. So, what is the DFID? It is the UK Department for International Development. So, the DFID was instrumental in promoting the SLA globally, adopting it to make development more people-centered and focused on sustainable outcomes. These are just a few major highlights into the history of SLA. So, kind of talking about, the people again, Chambers, Conway, Carney, and DFID, together they helped shape Sustainable Livelihoods approach by emphasizing community assets, integrating environmental sustainability, refining the framework, and applying it globally to create people-centered, lasting solutions. So hopefully that makes sense. Next, what are some key principles to SLA? It started with being people-centered. So SLA prioritizes people's needs, capabilities, and experiences, ensuring development is designed with them at the center of all decisions. It's also holistic. The approach considers that economic, social, and environmental factors shaping livelihoods and how they interact to create or limit opportunities. Moving to another one is sustainability. Central to SLA, focusing meeting intermediate needs while building long-term resilience without depleting resources or harming future generations. So the last one is participatory and flexible. SLA promotes active community participation, ensuring development is tailored to a local context. So that kind of leads to the bottom-up approach. So the bottom-up approach refers to empowering local communities to shape solutions, ensuring decisions are driven by those directly affected and tailored to the specific needs and contexts. So let's walk through some of the features of this model. First, it's community-centered decision-making. It empowers local communities to take the lead in identifying and addressing their needs. Second, local assets and knowledge. Instead of being directed by external authorities, SLA builds on local knowledge and assets like skills. Third, flexible and adaptable. SLA is flexible and adaptable, enabling communities to tailor development strategies to their unique contexts, rather than relying on the one-size-fits-all approach, which we've learned. Fourth, it's sustainable and it has long-term solutions. So SLA fosters ownership and sustainability by engaging people in decision-making, unlike the top-down approach where decisions are kind of imposed. So that's why I feel like it's the bottom-up approach. So this pictured here is a pie chart, as you can see, and it really showcases the different academic disciplines that shape SLA. So first, economics account for 25%, focusing on financial resource, income, and markets. Sociology, it accounts for 20%, highlighting the importance of social relationships, networks, and community support in improving livelihoods. Anthropology accounts for 15%, as you can see, considering cultural practices and traditions to ensure that development respects local customs. Another one is environmental science, and that is 20%, ensuring that natural resources are used sustainably. Political science accounts for also 20%, focusing on governance, policies, and institutions that influence how resources are accessed and distributed. So each of these disciplines are crucial for creating a balanced, people-centered approach to sustainable livelihood. So next I'm going to play a short video for you explaining what is sustainable livelihood approach.
Each of us deserves a decent quality of life, yet in Wales nearly a quarter of us live below the poverty line. And despite numerous anti-poverty programmes and initiatives, things have not changed in a decade. We need to tackle economic inequality and poverty now to even it up. But how? Oxfam Cymru believes the answer lies with the SLA, the Sustainable Livelihoods Approach, which has a proven track record in changing lives for the better and can produce an impressive £4.39 return on every £1 invested. The SLA works intensively with people to find long-term secure sources of income and to become resilient to life's shocks, like a relationship breaking down or falling ill, which can tip the balance and make life hard to cope with. Oxfam Cymru's SLA helps people to identify the strengths they already have, the assets they can build on to help support themselves. These strengths fall into 5 categories: human assets, like skills and knowledge; social assets, like family and community groups; physical assets, like decent housing, transport or tools for work; public assets, like a nearby community centre, a supermarket or a library; and financial assets, like wages, benefits or savings. This holistic, people-centered approach is the best way to help people help themselves, boosting self-worth, empowering people, inspiring friends and family, and in turn, strengthening communities. We know the SLA works because we have seen the results with a 9-partner project across Wales that has supported over 1,000 people.
Livelihoods has given me a new sense of direction. I was fearful of the job centre. I mean, I've never worked in a long time, and I wanted to go back to work, but I didn't have no confidence.
Because I was sort of stagnant, and now I'm not. And now I've got a future because of the Livelihood Project.
If I can pass my skills on that I've learnt to somebody else and then they can do the same, it benefits the whole community.
They took the time to really listen to me and not rush me to actually make decisions quickly, so let me really have a good think about where I actually wanted to go from here.
Together, using the SLA, we can help people escape poverty and bring about lasting change for all. To learn more about Oxfam Cymru and the Sustainable Livelihoods Approach, the SLA, go to oxfam.org.uk/Cymru or contact Oxfam Cymru today.
All right. Moving on. So my reaction of this, after looking at the whole approach of sustainable livelihood, these are kind of my thoughts. The SLA is an effective and holistic framework for addressing poverty and improving livelihoods. One of its key strengths is that it can look beyond income alone, considering a range of factors that affect people's well-being. However, the challenges. I think that it's a challenge because it requires a strong local participation and governance, which might not always be present in every context. In the areas in a weak institution or social divides, the approach may face implementation difficulties. Overall, though, I do see SLA as a powerful tool for development, but its success depends on the specific context and ability to involve local communities meaningfully. So here are all my references if you'd like to kind of take a look at those. And that is my project. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my findings and thoughts with you about sustainable livelihood approach. Thank you.